I still remember the smell of those woods, pine mixed with damp earth, sharp and alive. It was supposed to be a simple family camping trip, a chance to unplug and breathe. My wife, Emma, me, John, and our little girl, Lily, that's all I wanted with me. But now, when I close my eyes, all I see is that doll. That cracked, filthy doll with one eye missing, and her voice coming out of it. My voice. Because somehow that doll was me, or at least a piece of me I can't shake. It started innocently enough. We'd set up camp near a stream, the kind of place you'd see on a postcard if the shadows didn't stretch so long. Lily was 8, all pigtails and giggles, kicking her red ball around while Emma and I unpacked. I heard her shout, "Mommy, can I play by the stream? There's pretty flowers." I smiled and said, "Sure, sweetie, but stay close where I can see you." She promised she would. I kept one eye on her as I hammered tent stakes into the ground. John was whistling some old tune, unloading the cooler. Everything felt right until it didn't. I looked up after a while, maybe 20 minutes, and Lily wasn't by the stream anymore. The flowers she'd been picking were scattered on the bank, but she was gone. "John," I said, my voice tighter than I meant it to be, "where's Lily?" He glanced over, casual as ever. "Probably chasing butterflies. I'll check." But when he called her name, "Lily? Lily, where are you?" There was no answer. Just silence. The birds stopped singing and the air felt heavier, like it was pressing down on me. We grabbed our flashlights and started searching. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. "Lily," I shouted over and over. "Lily, answer me." John tried to keep me calm, saying, "She's probably just lost," but his voice shook too. Hours passed, hours of stumbling through thorns and roots, calling her name until my throat burned. Then I saw it. My flashlight caught a glint in the mud, a little pink shoe, one of Lily's. I dropped to my knees, clutching it like it could bring her back. "This is hers," I whispered, tears blurring my eyes. She was here. John pointed ahead, his beam trembling. "There's a path. She might have gone that way." I didn't want to follow it. It was narrow, overgrown, like the woods didn't want us there, but what choice did I have? "Did you hear that?" I hissed, spinning around. "Nothing but shadows." John muttered, "Just an animal," but I felt it, something watching us, waiting. The path led us to a cabin. Old, falling apart, the kind of place you'd expect in a ghost story. The windows were black holes, the roof sagging like it could collapse any second. "Maybe someone's seen her," John said, knocking on the door. No answer. He pushed it open and the air inside hit me, stale, thick with dust and something sour I couldn't place. We stepped in, flashlights cutting through the gloom. That's when I saw her, not Lily but a doll. It was sitting on a rickety table, porcelain face cracked, one eye gone, its dress torn and caked with dirt. I shivered. "What's this doing here?" John asked, but I couldn't answer. Then I spotted something beside it, a beaded bracelet, bright colors standing out against the grime. "That's Lily's," I gasped. "She made it last week." My head snapped up. "Did you hear that?" I whispered. John nodded and we climbed the stairs, every step groaning under us. Upstairs there was just a small room with a bookshelf. I pulled out a leather-bound diary, hands shaking as I flipped it open. John read aloud, his voice low, "Journal of Elizabeth Harlow, 1892. Our family made a pact with the forest spirit. Every generation, one child is claimed on the full moon, turned into a doll to guard these woods." I shook my head. "That's insane. Curses aren't real." But John kept reading, "Tonight's the full moon. The only way to free them is a ritual at midnight. Moonflower, nightshade, sage, candles, and an incantation of love." My stomach twisted. It was ridiculous, but what if it wasn't? I froze. The voice came from downstairs. We raced back and there was the doll, still on the table, but its head was tilted now like it had moved. Then it spoke again. "Mommy? Daddy?" A child's voice, small and hollow. My knees buckled. Did it just speak? I stammered. "Lily?" John said, stepping closer. "Is that you?" The doll answered, "Yes, it's me. I'm trapped." I couldn't breathe. I reached out, lifting it. Its cracked face felt warm, alive. "How?" I choked out. "How did this happen?" Her voice, Lily's voice, came again. I was picking flowers and a shadow came. It pulled me in, then I woke up like this. I held the doll tighter, tears streaming down my face. "We'll fix this, Lily," John said, his voice breaking. "I swear." She whispered, "Hurry, Daddy. It's cold, and I hear other voices. They're crying." Other voices? I glanced around and for a moment I thought I heard them too, faint sobs from the corners like the shadows were alive. "We need to do the ritual," I said, my resolve hardening. "Moonflower by water, nightshade in shade, sage in sunlight. Let's go." I set the doll down gently, her one eye staring up at me as we stepped outside. I jumped, grabbing John's arm. "What was that?" He didn't answer, just kicked the door open again. We had no time to waste. Outside, the woods felt different, darker, the mist thicker like it was swallowing us. "Stay where I can hear you," John called as I headed to the stream. I found moonflowers fast, white blooms glowing faintly by the water, but as I picked them I felt it, a presence behind me. I turned, expecting John, but there was nothing. Just the wind, or was it breathing? John was deeper in the trees, searching for nightshade. I heard him mutter, "Got it?" "Get out of here," I shouted. "You okay?" He yelled back, "Just a raccoon." But I wasn't so sure. I moved to a clearing, spotting sagebrush in the faint moonlight. As I bent to pick it, the ground shook, subtle but enough to make me stumble. The voices were louder now, crawling into my ears. I grabbed the sage and ran back to John, my heart racing. "I kept feeling something behind me," I said. He nodded, pale. "Me too. These woods don't want us here." Back in the cabin, the doll was upright now, like she'd sat herself up. "You're back," Lily's voice said. "Please don't leave me again." I swallowed hard. "Never, baby. We're ending this." We arranged the candles in a circle, the herbs in the center, and placed her inside. My hands shook as I lit the wicks. The flames danced like they were alive. "Almost midnight," John said. We held hands and I started the chant, "Spirits of the woods, hear our plea. Release our child, set her free. By the power of love and family, break this curse eternally." The air turned cold, sharp against my skin. Then it hit me, a vision. My father, his face twisted with rage, looming over me. "You're weak, Emma," he snarled, just like he did when I was a kid. "No," I shouted. "I'm strong for my daughter." The vision shattered. John gasped beside me. I heard him whisper, "Lily?" Later, he told me he saw her calling out, "Why don't you love me, Daddy?" He choked out, "I do. You're my world." The candles flared brighter and Lily's voice cried, "I feel it. Something's changing." The doll started glowing, faint at first, then blinding. I heard cracks splitting, pieces falling away. "Mommy? Daddy?" Lily's real voice rang out, not hollow anymore. When the light faded, she was there, our Lily, flesh and blood, blinking up at us. I sobbed, pulling her into my arms. "You're safe," John said, wrapping us both tight. She shivered. "I heard them, the other dolls. They wanted me to stay." "You're ours?" I said fiercely. "No one's taking you." The cabin groaned like it was letting go. The candles went out and silence fell. We left at dawn, hand in hand, the woods finally letting us go. "No more camping trips here," John said, and I laughed, a shaky, relieved sound. "Just home," I agreed. Lily squeezed my hand. "I love you both." "We love you too," we said together. But as we walked away, I couldn't shake it, the feeling of eyes on my back. Later I found out why. A hiker went missing in those woods a week after us. They found a doll where he'd last been seen, cracked face, one eye gone, dressed in his clothes. And when his parents came looking, it spoke in his voice. So yeah, that's my story. I saved my daughter, but I can't stop wondering, how many others are still out there, trapped in porcelain, crying for someone to hear them? If you've got a story like this, or if you just want more, drop a comment. And don't forget to subscribe. You never know what's waiting in the shadows.